Welcome, lords and ladies of fate. In this stream, we'll play various tabletop games as you, the audience, earn fate chips that can be used to uh, reward or punish your favorite players or their characters. You earn fate chips by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just contributing to the game. Then you can use those fate chips to affect the aspects of games and skill checks, and then reward or punish your favorite characters. Tonight we are playing Star Trek Adventures. We are down a couple people, but you'll see that we are joined by Wayne as our GM. We've got Armand, who will start off by playing Captain Roland Sykes. We've got Good Devil, who will start off by playing a Civic, our engineer. And then myself, Nat, as Commander Bahl. With that, I will turn the reins over to our Q guide.
As you recall, last week, in the face of the enemy, the following was happening. The engineer seemed to have fallen suddenly ill. What did that sound like?
Oh.
Well played. Well played. Captain, you seem to have once again lost yet another one of your pathetic little crew.
The captain may have made a grave error.
And you know what? That might not be the only person thinking there was a grave error and suffering the sudden loss of crew, as Bahl's thoughts actually drift inward during this crisis.
Personal log. As newest member of the Norway, I find it challenging to work with such a diverse crew of personnel. The captain earlier referenced cavemen in a derogatory fashion, and I had to remind them that some of us grew up in caves. I mean, he wouldn't want me to go around referring to the other crew as pinkskins after all. The engineer's a Vulcan, as Vulcans can be. But he's taken the borderline insubordinate attitude since we started this way mission. The security chief left with a crewman and a full battery pack and barely returned with either. Side note, set reminder to send something to Ensign Alpo Tripp's family. These pinkskins, computer delete that last word. These humans seem to appreciate such gestures. And then there's the doctor. Well, actually the doctor seems quite proficient, but I always have the feeling she's reading my thoughts. Very unnerving. Sometimes I find myself wondering how I ended up here, but really, I wouldn't forget. I can't ever forget. Stardate 44002.3. I was serving under the Kanro, captain aboard the Nagul Zahin, or otherwise known as the Dancing Blade. One of two patrol cruisers who were escorting transports, Kun and Vish, carrying them to a colony near the Pinkskins, what the Pinkskins call Ross 128-3.
And here we are, back in your memories, as your mind, your tiny mind, can only hold one part of existence inside of it at any given time. It may all just be leaking out of the top of your head. You might want to plug those. So you are near a section, near Earth, near a very core and safe part of the Federation. And I believe that you had a very important mission at this time, Mr. Bahl. What were those transports carrying?
Those transports were carrying
I may not have told you.
You might not have told me.
I may not have told you who was in the transports. You are one of two patrol cruisers. The Kun and the Zith are uh, are two ships that are transporting. Let me see. I've got to get the pronunciation right.
Is that Jen?
Oh, Zhen. Yes, they're transporting Zhen, which are, as you all as good Andorians know. And by the way, good devil, the you have shifted time into another personality in another body at this point, who is awake. Um, you're transporting Zhen, who are pregnant with another generation of robust, strapping young Andorians, and this is a great honor. But this close into in the interior of the Federation, very little is going on, but it is still an honor nonetheless to escort a the a new generation to its destination. And at this point, you may all of you puny people out in the viewing audience for your amusement. We have taken the personalities of Civic and Roland, and we have allowed them to inhabit the bodies of the good friends, or at least comrades, of Beth. During this time, they may or may not choose to switch between bodies or use them as they see fit, as long as they are good, argumentative Andorians ready to spill blood and fight the icy wastes of space or Andor as they see fit. So what I would like to do is find out. You guys are cruising along, and who is ops officer? Ensign?
That'd be me.
Ensign, you have been dealing with just monitoring comms, because that's apparently what an ops officer does nowadays. And you pick up several overlapping, confusing signals on Starfleet's channels. Does everyone know the significance, or at least are you aware of what era of the television series of Next Gen we are playing in?
I would like a little bit of a clarification on that.
Slight bit of clarification. This takes place during the events of season 3 of Star Trek, when people say it got good, but it was not from enough. There was simply not enough me in it. That was the biggest problem with Star Trek. But it takes place in both season 3 and season 4 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. So that gives you a general idea that the Klingons are just being annoying. The Romulans are just nowhere to be found, really. My good friend Tomalak is still working out how to scheme his way into command of a warbird. But what you do have, however, is that's your general thing. The mighty Imperial Guard is merely a set of patrol vessels, but still an incredibly honorable profession, as all of you have fought and worked very hard to get where you are. The Latath Ling is, which I believe is Welcome Victory, is leading the convoy. You are watching over both vessels while it assumes a forward patrol stance. So you are in the what is called the Mother Drashek position. And comms officer, you have a set of signals coming in that are confused and garbled from Starfleet. I don't know if you want to do anything to clean them up, or
Let's see.
or even talk to your captain about it.
My first instinct is to report this to my captain. Captain, I'm getting some strange readings from Starfleet. A lot of cross chatter.
Okay, and what I'm going to do is pop up a bridge set. Need to paste because there's a couple of things I need to make sure I got. Hey. All right.
Sorry, I just saw the captain. His family.
What is it? Oh, by the way, Zahath, you will know, is Andorian 4 family. And the cruisers you may find, although they are somewhat slow and only lightly armed, they are known as the Fast and the Furious.
Bravo. Bravo.
I'm glad I get. I'm glad I get to emote this week.
Yes. Oh no, this is the palate cleanser for playing a dusty old controlled Vulcan. Let it go like it's Pond Far week.
Oh man,
Every week is Pond Far week if you do it right. And Andorians have no problem with just wandering around naked. That was the only thing I took away from my background work. However, on the bridge, you are all wearing clothing because that's just because no one wants to really try and flex against the captain. So, Captain Catano says, "I think we should go look at that." Yeah. What do you see? What do you hear?
Unclear, sir. I think it's best that I try to clean up the signal and see if I can get one out of the other.
That's a great idea, Ensign. I can see that your years in the Imperial Academy are actually paying off for the family. I got no idea what his accent.
Security's gonna sigh and go, I really hope that you can clear this up better than the last message we got.
Are there 2 security officers?
There is a ship's tactical security officer, or ship security officer, who is on the bridge right now. He runs things with like the shoot 'em up, bang bang outside the ship.
Oh, my apologies. I don't think I'm on the bridge.
Yeah, no, I got 2 characters on the bridge right now.
Well, that sucks. Well, too bad for you then. What character should be horned into the bridge then?
Let's see.
You want the tactical security officer on the bridge?
How about the engine? Give me the engineer. I'm gonna be running the engineering station.
Okay. I'm gonna put the engineering station over here.
That works for me.
And she should have had an E on her, but she didn't. So I will deal with that later.
So let's backtrack that and.
She can still say it.
Yep. So no, Salath is gonna go. Hopefully you can clean up these messages better than you keep messages. I've lost so many messages since you've taken over ops.
Oh yeah, you guys should be actually next to each other on ops, so you can say that under your breath.
I'm gonna whisper that to the ensign. No, that he's the ops. I'm just all kinds of confused. She's just gonna mutter to herself.
Whatever you say, Lieutenant. And
got 2 captains.
They're multiplying.
Completely yes. Jeffrey Coombs is on the bridge. I have to go back and grab him again because Google is being a little bit of a bit. There we go. We had a bit of echoiness. Did that come off? Nope, I got echoiness.
Didn't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it.
Good. That's me then. Okay. So you can talk to you've already exchanged your bit. How do you have any opinions on any of this happening around you? A young lieutenant, very serious, or is he perhaps not so serious because this is a prized assignment and he is fully in command of this ship and its capabilities?
I think at this point, he's honored to be a part of this, but waiting for his chance to show himself.
Okay.
Eager, I guess we'll call it.
Yep. Captain Picardo does actually look at you and say, "This is pretty amazing driving you've got here. You really should be in a franchise with this." I think that the way you're making sure that you stay equidistant from both ships gives us a great way to react to any situation. I think if you wanted to spend some momentum, you could probably create a tactical advantage for the security officer.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. How do I do that?
Find it. Well, you basically describe that. Well, you all you have to do is literally spend 2 momentum and make a con and control check.
All right, con and control.
Just all you need is 1 success on your 2 dice.
So 14. Got a 7 and a 3.
Okay. So that gives you actually 2 successes. You spent 2. We bank the 1. And I have to come up with a trait marker. That's just how we're going to roll. All right. I'm going to make an Endorian trait marker because I don't know what that is. Endorians use happy faces. Okay, you have a trait. All right. All of your tactical challenges are 1 step easier.
All right.
We'll may or may not use that because this, as I've said, is a very fun.
Uh-oh. We dropped you.
Oh.
They're back.
Still, am I back?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. So that's your technical advantage. Rating. Football. There. Now, you have the ability to Ensign. You have a con and I believe a reason check to try and clear up this static and interference.
All right.
By the way, oh yeah, go ahead. You need 1 success.
And I'm sorry. So what am I rolling against this?
Con plus reason. You need 1 success.
Con plus reason, so 13.
Is that with the -1 difficult? Oh no, this isn't a tactical roll.
It's not quite a tactical roll.
Got it.
You'll know when it's a tactical roll. You'll have a good idea of what the tactical roll.
We rolled a 5 and an 8.
You rolled a 5 and an 8. When it doesn't count, you are magnificent with the dice. You get 1 success, and that banks up to 3. And what happens next is you receive. You've cleared up the signals, and they are all Starfleet vessels attempting to organize and call to all vessels within range by, I believe it's Admiral Jericho, to report and rendezvous at a position in a nearby star called Wolf 359.
Captain, we're being hailed by Starfleet Direct.
No, they don't give a shit about. No offense, they don't give a shit about you. You're simply too unimportant. Let's not get above our little blue britches. But you are over here. You've deciphered the calls.
Right. Okay.
You little eavesdropper, you.
Captain, it seems Starfleet calls for help.
You put it on, and it is a series of tactical reports, and Rutledge, the Lubber, and the Hood are all attempting to report at maximum warp, and there are ships that state that they are about 45 minutes to 7 hours outside of uh, the rendezvous point. It seems that perhaps from your guess, tactical officer, would you like to listen in and see about how many ships Starfleet may be rendezvousing at this planet?
Sure. So is that going to be Reason and Gun again?
Well, this would be the tactical officers.
Oh.
Now, again, tactical officer, this is analyzing strategic data, but not really going with the shooty laser thingies. So this won't quite count that tactical role because the navigator couldn't put you in a better position to think, sadly. So what you can do is it's basically a reason and security. And if you have investigation or any sort of a logical or deductive ability, it could count as a focus. We have dead air.
I'm so sorry. Like, I have now lost track of what.
Okay. Chitala, or Chatahalaha.
Okay.
Blue guy with an S, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is not your color. By the way, I color coded your icons to your icons in the mainline series. So all the pretty pink ones.
Okay. So, wait. So.
Oh, no, wait, they're not, are they? Wait. Shit. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. No, that is you. I apologize. I really do. I got confused in my own way. Yeah, you are rolling against that security officer's special magic.
Okay.
I do apologize.
So security officer.
Security officer,
and
we're security and reason.
Security and reason. Got it. So 14. 6 and an 18.
All right. Well, it's good to see your luck is returning, sir. You get a one thing. As you understand it, now this is from your analysis. You can ask additional questions by spending momentum. You got one moment. You made the roll exactly, so there's no additional momentum, but you can spend from the group pool. And you know that there are at least 40 ships that appear to be able to rendezvous at the coordinates when the admiral wants them to.
Okay.
But there will be many more ships, but they will be far too late for this.
Okay. And I'd also like to see if I can find out, what it is that they're massing the Armada for.
You hear the words cube and Enterprise will not be joining us.
Of course not. They're on their own monster of the week.
But 40 ships is a pretty impressive armada to gather up at a last minute thing.
Indeed.
Bahl, you might be curious about things like where the signals come from, where Wolf 359 is, where you're going.
Yeah, I mean, do we know where that is in relation to us and where our destination is?
It's barely a hop, skip, and a jump from where you are. This is a planet that is slightly further away from Earth, and it lies very near Wolf 359.
How close are we to delivering these people to, was it Ross 128?
You should be about a day or so out. You're cruising along at like warp 3. It's a very calm, sort of leisurely thing. There's no reason to disrupt the little ones, though they're gestating.
All right. So he's told us about this distress call publicly.
This is a public. Yeah, I believe that it's been analyzed around the bridge.
All right.
Tactical alert. Vessel approaching, bearing 18.
Amazingly, the Romulan Imperial Guard also farms out its voice work to Shell Roddenberry. By the way, you notice that the controls of the ship are becoming disrupted and sluggish. The warp field appears to be destabilizing. What's happening, engineer? Why are we slowing down?
I don't know, Captain. Let me. Oh no. Oh, where's my console? Okay, here. Okay, so let's see. Hey, it just so happens that this engineer has a focus in warp field dynamics, so this should be an easy problem to fix.
Oh, yes.
So I would like to attempt to stabilize the warp field.
Oh, yes, that would be a good thing. So what you need is engineering. This is going to be something that might call for some improvisation. So I would go with intuition or insight, I believe is the correct phrase. And some of us are trying to figure out where the chat button is.
Bottom right.
Bottom right. Oh, that one that looks like a freaking ad.
Insight and engineering.
Yes. You will need probably 2 successes.
And is this tactical?
This would be. It's not tactical yet. You're not in a fight.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you are definitely looking at a warp field destabilization of subspace, the likes of which you ain't seen before, to coin a certain instance phrase.
Wonderful. Am I correct in understanding that if I wanted to buy 2 dice with momentum, it would be 1 momentum for the first one, 2 for the second one?
Yeah, so you could use all 3. But keep in mind, you have a focus, so you have a high chance of generating 2 momentum.
That is true. Let me
or
go
2
ahead.
Successes, I should say.
Okay, yeah. So I have the focus in warp field dynamics, and I'm gonna. If I have the focus, you know what? I'm gonna burn all 3 because that gives me the chance. I have more of a chance to generate more momentum. Let's just burn it all. I have 4.
Let me put on. Well, aren't we quite the little metagamer?
just a little bit.
When I put the gloves on, I'm dictating. When I'm taking the gloves off, I'm not dictating.
I got an 11, 2 10s, and an 8.
Okay, that sounds like 4 successes.
That is 4 successes.
And you needed 2?
I needed 2.
And that puts you down to 1, right? My math?
2. Because I burnt all 3.
Yep. Burnt 3, gained 2. Yes, so you do see that the warp field is destabilizing. However, you are able to keep you from a hard crash out. But the other ships in the fleet are not nearly so lucky. You still now have warp maneuverability. However, they seem to be having a challenge maintaining warp integrity. And Captain, let me get this straight. Captain the fleet. Oh man, I'm gonna remember a thing here. We're going to pretend. Oops. Well, he didn't have a nameplate. Now, did he? I really need to make Steve Buscemi as a Klingon. All right, I'm going to put him up, and we're going to pretend that this is the view screen, and this is the captain of the lead ship, your comrade in arms, and he is just saying, "We're experiencing subspace turbulence. Have you guys been have you been able to correct this on your ship? We look like we might be losing maneuverability. Also, our sensors are picking up a large disruption in subspace. It's huge and massive and very large." and big.
First of all, should I attempt to correct this?
Correct. What?
The turbulence? Like adjust ourselves?
Yeah. Well, the lieutenant is Lieutenant Chirez, Lieutenant S.
Yep.
Is actually able to stabilize the warp field. You can actually, yes, you can do more to make sure that the ship is not going into a tumble or anything. Using your own initiative in case the captain might otherwise be occupied, what sort of a position would you like to assume relative to your charges or the other ship or the unknown that is approaching? You may be outside of your purview.
Yeah, I would think about probably taking something a little bit more of a defensive stance, knowing that we just had some call coming over, and the value of what we're the transports that we're escorting.
Okay. So you shall adopt the Paul Hachach, and I'm not
That
repeating
sounds
that, which is the wrong race, but never mind. Which is the squatting mama bear with an icicle knife. That's the Hal Hachach, which you will deal with. This still maintains your tactical advantage even when your charges are less mobile than you. So you've managed to maintain your tactical advantage with this brilliant maneuver.
All right.
Is there any way that I could suggest expanding our warp field around the other ships to kind of give them a little bit more stability?
Well, don't forget, you are on an Endorian ship, and I will say that shouting things at each other or at the captain even is not discouraged. You've all known each other for years. You've been this, by the way, your ships tend to serve together for at least 5 years. The newest crew member was 5 years on the ship. The ensign is barely, is the not the youngest serving, but he was kind of reared on this ship, and now has come back to serve on it. So you've all known each other well, and like any family.
So he's taking the Ensign Harry Kim approach to service. He's just going to stay at Ensign for 10 years.
He actually just got out of hard guard training.
Oh, okay, good. Just want to make sure, because that's not good.
It's okay. Sorry, Lieutenant Spot is having a bit of a dust up over here. He's spotted a post carrier.
Well, then at that point,
you can just yell at the captain. What do you want to tell the captain?
Saloth is going to go, Captain, maybe we could try expanding our warp field around the other ships to increase their stability.
That's good. Do it. Shahotas, can you get us closer to that? Well, nope. I just noticed you put us into the squatting mother bear with an ice knife. Good work. And for pressing the captain, there's an extra point of momentum. And basically, if you could be any more proud, your antennas would pop off. So
they're just wiggling around.
They do regenerate, so don't worry.
Yeah, they do. A little puffy. But so that is the situation. At this point, the captain of the other ship is going to attempt to, he said, well, we will go ahead. We will take the lead position and see what this is. And he begins moving. The ship you're retreating in your holding position with the two freighters, and so you are now protecting them while the other ship begins to take a lead. And well, we just know what's going to happen. So within about a hot second of him moving, the following happens.
It's so big.
He's so big. And whoops. Well, that didn't work. All right. Order.
Oh. Bye-bye, ship. It was nice knowing you.
Can I get? I'm just trying to get this thing to do my bidding here. Probably wrong. All right, it's going to give me shit in about a second for not knowing what that's. Because there are not two board cubes. It's not
Oh,
a thing.
good. I don't think we can handle one.
Right.
I think so. Well, yes. I'm sure that somebody thinks they can.
So what
A
is this ship?
fresh-faced young
Voyager?
helmsman
Jeez.
who has no clue what's going on. There is a question as to how hush-hush Starfleet has kept the existence of this species from, I don't know, other military organizations. And that is a matter for personal discussion among you.
I would think of a threat that big, they'd probably
Yep.
be fairly. I mean, everybody at least know about it.
Yep. Would this be something you'd want to ponder or narrate over in terms of how you felt when you first saw that cube?
Well, the sheer size of it is terrifying. First thoughts go to our transports and getting them out of the situation. Because the sudden appearance of ships is, never usually something that goes without, some kind of potential for something to go wrong.
Okay. So at this point, the two smaller ships are not able to sustain or generate a stable warp field, whereas you do have warp capacity, but you're choosing not to use it in order to protect your charges. Now, the repair to the warp field, you do still have communications with the two transports. This may give the engineer an idea. Or not.
Yeah, one more time.
Remember,
I'm sorry.
you're all family. You all share things. You all talk. If one learns, we all learn.
Okay.
I remember reading the reports of these, and I didn't think they'd be that big.
Can we extend shields to cover all vessels, or at least the transports?
The shields would only now. You as the tactical officer, what do you think the chances of shields being of use against that?
Roughly between it's shields aren't going to hold up for too long. However, I'm going to start charging our weapons and meta question: would he know well enough to set phasers to rotating frequencies?
Starfleet seemed to not be able to do that at Wolf 359. Also, yeah, just to let you know, I know where you're going. I definitely I'm going to queue this. I definitely know where you're going. This is all that pre stuff.
Okay.
So that's okay. But your instinct going down fighting is not a dishonorable way to do it to protect the young. And you aren't going to leave. You know that. Now, why can't you leave? Maybe this is too difficult a puzzle for your tiny minds. If you can't leave, why is that? Why can't you leave?
But the security officer, like who is that directed to?
It's directed to the void. This is your conscience speaking.
Well, we've taken on this mission, and we are here to see it out, no matter what.
And it's probably the most important thing for us Andorians because it's our future, our progeny on these ships. They don't come around that often.
Yes, and I believe that is a beautiful instinct. To protect something, sometimes you must either fight or
flee.
flee. Now, why aren't you fleeing? Why don't you all leave?
Well, I'm guessing that would be a command given by the captain, if I'm being honest.
And would you obey a command to abandon the young?
No, but I'm hoping he says, let's do something, find something to get the hell out of here.
Again, engineer, I love the idea of sharing things that you discovered with others.
Uh,
Perhaps a certain warp field modulation.
Yeah. What was that I learned again?
You learned a special lesson on this episode of Blossom. You did learn how to sustain your warp field in the face of this subspace disruption. It's quite
Uh,
possible you could teach others.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to I'm just gonna holler, Captain. I'm sending these warp field modifications to the other ships so that they can stabilize their warp fields. We need to get out of here. I don't think we're gonna last 2 seconds against something like that.
That's good. Let's do it. Okay, and then also, by the way, comms, you can't seem to open a channel, the engineer. You're having trouble opening a channel. You may need comms assistance.
I can't seem to get a channel open.
Okay, so what I need is a roll from comms, which is essentially control and insight to punch through the interference at a local level.
sure. 19.
Also, because I'm going to declare this arbitrarily a tactical situation, it is only a difficulty level 1 task.
Gotcha.
Also, engineer, you may assist with engineering and reason to see if you can punch through
Oh,
on a modulation.
Engineering and reason, and I only get one when I'm assisting, correct?
Only one.
Engineering and
So, how many
5.
20s did you roll?
just one, and then the other one's a 12.
What did you need?
You said
What was your target? It was intuition or insight or it was insight and let me see, what was the other one?
I thought you said insight
Con.
control. Oh, calm.
Insight,
Okay.
insight comp. Sorry.
Okay.
Comp.
I was like, wow. Okay, so my target's 19. That's amazing. So then my target is 12.
Okay, so you did make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
got one success.
So you do manage to get a success or so, and yes, you transmit the the things. You also have an open channel to both ships now. So good work, Ensign. I knew you could do it.
Thank you, Captain.
Now tell
All
those
good.
ships that they need to repair and get out of here.
All other accompanying vessels. We find ourselves in a dangerous situation. Stay close to our to your sister ships, and let's make sure we all get out of here safe.
You hear sniggering from the other ships about the "let's all go home safe." But anyway, so who invited the puffball? So they're going. The engineers of both ships check in and let you know that it will take them. Let me see. It will probably take them about 2 minutes, maybe 3, to initiate the warp bubbles or to get their warp fields recalibrated. They're not they're not military vessels, so things aren't as flexible or reconfigurable. It is going to require some cover. And the Lethang Thang is now, if I can pronounce it right, is approaching. And you suddenly, and so do you have one of those ear things or antenna things that goes on your ear for comms?
like
So, you have a
Ahura
Bluetooth.
style.
You have a little Bluetooth headset.
I mean, we got this.
Okay. You as the because immediately what happens is you see your view screen is blocked open with this, and there's a pink skin there, which you may or may not recognize. It's up to all of
Doesn't
you.
look so pink though.
Yes, he looks a bit like a gray skin, and he has a laser pointer.
Mhm.
That looks like that Federation Captain Picard.
Do the pink skins come in different colors?
You've noticed that they really do. They're all still pink skins underneath, though, because the blood.
He's got
The
this.
blood.
He's got a thing. What's that? What's that thing?
And let's see if I can get. Let's see if I can get a voice that makes some sense. So give me a second. Again, this is never.
Yeah, we lost you.
You're gone.
Nope.
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 Get
Oh, no.
in.
It always works before stream, but never on stream.
Yep.
There you go.
Nope, that's
That's
not
working.
it. Is
There it is.
okay. Hear myself. I'll never know. Oh, by the way, sorry about that. Hold on, let me get my. All right. You will. We are the board. You will stand down your weapons and lower your shields. Your biological, technological, and cultural individuality will be added to our collective whole. You will comply.
Captain, I don't think we should
Yeah, we
comply.
should definitely not comply.
The captain actually knows Picard personally, so he's a bit stunned. What have they done to him? This is a monstrosity. He's become Arnold Schwarzenegger, apparently. The captain actually, all of you can see he's becoming actually enraged at this point.
And as the security officer,
Yes.
I'd like to start locking on to the board cube, just trying to suss out any critical systems.
Okay. I believe you do have a targeting scanner skill.
Yes.
Focus? Yes. So that does count, as does the tactical advantage that you've been provided.
Do we
Yes.
know at this point that if negotiation tactics are useless? Would we know that enough?
From what you've, yeah, because you've all dealt with the board. You don't know all the fineries of maybe modulating harmonics, but the words implacable and unstoppable. And again, I believe Picard was never on their side on this. I mean, there was no. I don't believe Picard ever had well, maybe we could talk it out. It never happened. They cold-blooded murdered a bunch of his crew in the last encounter.
Well, I guess this explains why the Enterprise wasn't respondent to the call for action.
I'm sure they went down fighting. At that point, also, comm channel breaks in from the other captain, and he says, "We shall buy you some time. We have tapped into the communications about how to upgrade our warp drive because someone felt it wasn't necessary to share that with us. Fortunately, our engineer is a sneaky Pete." So it begins to try and draw off the cube. And approximately one of the 3 minutes has passed. So there's 2 minutes down to fixing this problem. You also get, the guy's buzzing around the cube, and honestly, it puts out a nice green beam, which tends to try and lock on to the target with a. The ship. Let me double check. Let's roll some dice. Actually, Bahl, could you roll dice
Yes.
for the what's it called? The helmsman of the ship.
Yep.
He miraculously is only 1 point lower than you are in his wondrousness. So you need a con and daring.
And I'm rolling just 2, right?
Rolling just 2 unless you wish to give him a better chance to survive.
No, I need a 15 or higher.
Actually, you
so.
can. By the way, hold on. You can give me. I can use threat. You can burn my threat down because he's an NPC technically.
All right.
So he might want to use up a couple of threat.
So what does that mean for?
Well, basically, his threat is the same as momentum. So you can buy a die. You can do a couple other things like create advantages for him.
And how many successes do I need?
Well, you're rolling against the Borg successes.
Oh.
And the Borg's rolling 3 dice, and he needs a 10.
Then I'm gonna at least get 1 more then, if I use 1 momentum.
All right, you're gonna roll 3 dice.
Yep.
All right. Actually, you're gonna use one of my threat.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh yeah, no. This is why I realized when I opened up to you. I gave you Dad's checking account. You got Dad's credit card now, at least for this.
All right.
If you're running your own NPCs though, that's on you. This is me being not a dick.
So I rolled 3 successes, a 12, a 8, and a 5.
Okay. The board rolled. They only rolled 2 successes, so he did succeed in outmaneuvering the Borg's singular attack. Let me see. Now you could. Let me see. The engineer is already working to make sure the power is going. Ensign with ops. You might work on attempting to find a way to reinforce the shields because you're seeing that green beam lancing out and raking over the shields of the poor welcome victory. And the shields are down. Its shields, even though it succeeded by 1, the shields were drained by about half.
So if I can, I'd like to use my focus of sensor systems to see what kind of energy that being put out.
Yes. And basically that's going to be reason and science.
So target of 14.
Hot damn.
Yeah, we'll stick with 2. 19 and a 6.
What is it with your dice?
I really need to start using them for the 5th edition.
Damn, I mean, these are 5th edition dice.
Yep.
Is it just the opposite way when you work in the other game?
No, those are digital die for the
thing?
5th edition.
Okay, it's not just a thing. So you do roll 1 success. You analyze that it's got several harmonics that look like you might be able to adjust the ship shielding to prevent them from locking on and draining. So that's actually quite a cool deal because you're on the outside of the attack, you're actually able to get more data than if you were being subjected.
All right. So using that data in my focus of shield systems, I'd like to remodulate our shields to hopefully, not be able to be locked on to, or at very least, make them more resistant.
Pull a little Teflon on the hull.
Mm-hmm.
So it slides off. Yep. So do you have? Let me see. For remodulation, it'll be either engineer. It's up to you, engineering or con. And because you're in a hurry, either daring or insight.
We're going to use insight and engineering. Target is 12.
As soon as you could put together, huh?
Yeah, it is.
You will need
Uh,
a bonus. You will need like one success to do this.
okay.
Unless actually no, what you're doing is you're creating an advantage. Um,
Okay, and
and it's called resistant shields.
got it.
So it will cost you 2 momentum. You need one success, and anything you get after that goes in back into the momentum bank. Is
Okay.
that okay?
Can I use my focus in shielding systems to help?
I think that would be a great sharing moment. Yes.
Absolutely. I can help. I have expertise in this field of
So your
shield
shield
fields.
things.
Well, then stop talking about it and sit down and start helping.
Okay. Well,
That's the
ballsy there.
Andoria. That's the Andoria we've all come to love. The hot blood on the ice.
Sharing is caring.
And what is this role?
You're going to have because it's a bit of a stressful situation. You can go with daring and engineering,
Oof, maybe I shouldn't help.
or in insight. You are an engineer, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. The,
Not
the
an,
engineering's good. It
not,
was just the
not an intuitive one.
uh-huh.
Let me look this answer up. Is what you're telling me. You have to look it up in the back of a book.
Well,
So do you? I give you two options though for what your primary would be. Your ability, right?
say it again.
You have two options on your ability though. It's either insight or daring.
Insight or daring. Yep. Mhm.
I just want to make sure you suck at both, don't you?
I do suck at both, but that's fine. I like sucking at both. I got
Ooh.
I got an
Heard that
11,
about you.
Yes.
which is one below what I needed.
All right.
And
Was it Plan A for
uh,
Andoria?
and then two successes, a 2 and a 12.
All right. So that's three successes altogether. You do generate. You do burn. Uh, 2 momentum to create the advantage resistant shields, and you bring back the bacon of uh, 3. Whoops, space bacon. So resistant shields. Um, uh, let's call this Borg activity because Borg can do a lot of things. Get my. Is that visible to everyone?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you now have somewhat resistant shields. You have a tactical advantage. And while the other ship was dancing around, the Borg are going to attempt to lock on again. Helm, would you be so? Bahl, would you be so kind as to roll for them again? I don't even remember what I told you to roll against, but you remember the number.
All right. So it was. Did you say his number was one lower than mine?
One lower than yours.
All right. So that number's then 14, which is 12 and 14.
12 and 14, which is how many
Two successes. Just barely.
Okay. Um. Well, I fear that the Borg have a bit of a focus advantage on you of being a dick. So, hating on NPCs is the Borg's focus. So they generated 5 successes against the poor welcome victory, and I'm afraid its shields are quite gone. Along with it appears to be several of their propulsion systems. So they are in a world of hurt. Um, you have, however, used up a valuable minute of time. Your comrades are in extreme danger. And the captain is saying, wait, how soon are those repairs going to be done to the other ships?
I believe we have one more minute.
About a minute, Captain.
Okay, we need to make sure that we can buy them time. We're in a good position. Also, there's still the welcome victory is still in the fight. Open me a channel to the Victory's captain, Ensign. And that's like not even a thing. Yeah.
Channel open, sir.
And he's gonna kick old Captain Pouty Face off. There we go. We flip back, so pay attention to the momentum, please. Actually, let's just do that. Boop. And again, 3 to 5, 3 to 6. Oh, really? That's all the momentum you seem to have gained for all that effort? Ah, you really are all just so pathetic. So, you've got Captain Theridian say, and it's like, it's obvious nobody knows how to use fuses on an Andorian ship either. So sparks are going off. He has a gash across his face that is dripping blood over what looks to be what's left of his eye. So it's been a very difficult and challenging encounter for him. But he is comporting himself with honor. And he says, "We're giving you all the time. Do you have a chance? Do you have a plan?" And the captain, of course, responds, "Yes, we'll take care of this. We'll take care of family." Also, there's a heist. Is there a heist we need to do? Sorry, go ahead.
As the security officer. So
yes.
Captain, perhaps I can hit that beam with a few of our torpedoes and let the Victory stay in the fight a little bit longer so we can get the hell out of here.
Wait, you've been holding back? Oh shit, I've never told you to shoot anything. Yes, let's shoot things. So apparently to use phasers, they don't tell you. They do, but I'm not going to read the rule. For your ship, now the ship is going to have its own role because it's going to assist you. So it has about a 14, 14, yeah. It has a 14 and it's essentially shoot stuff to assist you with. Bahl, would you roll the ship's assist? And for you, just one die is an assist. And target of 14. And Shatatala, whatever your name is. Shalalala.
Just call me Banan, goddammit.
Banana, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're all going to later go and sing the Banana Fanipo song with the Andorian names.
Oh my goodness!
Do it drunk. I feel that would be a tremendous outtake, generating a lot of views, and then basically being all accused of hate crimes. So, what were cultural insensitivity? Intergalactic insensitivity. But, Lieutenant, I need you to roll against, I believe, your security and your control skill.
Target of 14.
Okay. And also, it's up to you how many dice you wish to spend. Is there any foci that could apply?
Well, I did make sure I had a good hard lock, and I also have a focus in ship weapons.
Okay, ship weapons automatically generates that. So what I'm going to do is actually put your advantages up. Also, -1 difficulty in all tactical rolls. I believe this, if nothing else, this qualifies. Mm-hmm. So you need like one success to hit the target.
Okay.
And it will do 4d6 of damage.
All right. Yeah, let's make sure we hit the thing. I'm gonna buy an extra die out of the momentum pool.
Okay, one die.
Which means I'm gonna add an extra 20 to my roll.
Yes, that means an extra 20.
11, a 7, and a 10. My target was 14.
I got a 5 for the assist.
There we go. All right. Hey, and the assist got a 1, right?
Yep.
Family.
And as I hit the
Family.
button for to launch torpedoes for family.
Family. That's 6. Now, in combat, you can do another thing called being extra dickish.
Do it.
You have 4 dice of attack. Now, uh, generally, in this case, it's going to require 8 points of damage to disable the beam. And I don't remember if you remember how the D6s worked. Let me
I don't
get
know
you.
that we
Let me
used
get
them
you a
yet, have
chart. Basically, you get a 1 or a 2, or a 1 and a 1. You basically have about a 2/3 chance to inflict 1 point of damage per die. I'm watching all the math that you slept through and just roll through your head.
Okay.
So you do need about 8. You will need about 8 point to generate about 8 points of damage, and you can buy essentially damage dice the same way you buy effect dice.
Absolutely. And I'm so I currently have 4d6, right?
You have 4d6 in your bank. Yes.
All right. So let's add another 2.
All right. That takes you down 3. And
just get another. Just burn it all up. Get another one. Let's live dangerously.
Oh, by the way, I think you all have daring. Do you have daring? Do you have a skill called daring?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it on your security, Matt?
Is it on my security then?
Well, is it on the Lieutenant Chatala? Does he have bold? It's an ability. It's the thing with all the words under. I believe Khan has this. I believe the Lieutenant Bahl, whose memory play this is, has this as an ability as well.
Bold Con, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, Bold Con.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, that would allow you to take an extra risky maneuver at the risk of maybe causing a bit of an unforeseen complication.
I do have bold. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, bold. Well, there's no doubt about that, but who can blame you? You have a tiny little mind and you grew up in an ice cube.
By adding to threat, you may reroll. Okay. No, I think we're happy with the 6d6 I have in hand.
Oh, please let a cosmic entity have just a little fun.
Very well. Very well. Very well. 1 or more by adding the threat. So so if I added 2 more, does that mean I add 3 threat?
You add 3 threat.
Well, this isn't my story. Let's add another 2d6.
Forgot to do this. But I do like the idea that this was all on the holodeck.
And
so how many dice do you have loaded for Bear?
I have 6 in hand, so I'm gonna have to re-roll 2.
Okay, 6 with the possibility of re-rolling 2. You need 8.
Okay, and what's
give me a second to record this for posterity, because I want your shame to be all yours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're going to discover high and low are just arbitrary human concepts.
Okay, so what?
So D6s are?
Okay, my D6s are a 1, 3, 5, 3, 4, 1.
Okay. 4, 1. All right. Here's the deal. That equates to a 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I assume, are going to re-roll the 3 and the 4.
3 and the 4, okay.
Oh, and that one comes with an asterisk, which means an effect. That's a good thing for you.
Okay.
So it technically means a 2.
All right, so re-rolling the 3 and the 4 or whatever didn't hit. Yeah.
Yep.
So now we have a 3 and a 5. Wow.
Well, isn't that so good of you? And a 1 with an asterisk, which will go to Person. Oh no, vicious, because Romulan weapon, or Orion weapon, or Andorian weapons are vicious. All right, so you rolled a 1 plus a 1 is 2. My math is correct. 6. And as the Japanese would say, no, that's not it.
Well, that didn't sound Japanese at all.
No, that's like crying. There's your crying emoji. I'm afraid that your torpedoes exploded. Yes, they did tremendous damage. You should be so proud of yourself. However, it was not enough against the sheer majesty and might of a fully armed Borg cube. But it does now have this is what's going to happen. This is up here.
Thanks for the gift sub, Kendrick.
What? We got a gift?
Got a
What
gift sub.
is that? What does that mean?
That's a subscription that somebody buys for 1 month for somebody else.
Okay, well, you know what to do on this NPR pledge break. Become a sustaining and continuing member of the collective. The tractor beam, by the way, is let me see. This is word trip. Damage tractor beam. +1. Oh, you have made it harder for that beam to do its nasty little work against your tiny little species. You have managed now, at this point, to at least keep your fellows from being injured, and you get a report from the 2 ships that they are ready to go to warp. And the captain is going to simply respond, I believe the phrase is "Go, go, go."
Gotta live this life 1/4 mile at a time.
Yeah.
Operate.
We live
Operation.
this life 1/4 parsec at a time. Yeah, I needed to watch these movies. Somebody told me everyone had only watched 1 and 2. I was hoping you'd all swing into this and save the DM's ass.
Those are the only 2 that I watched.
You leave
Oh,
me
I
hanging.
watched Tokyo Drift. I watched Tokyo.
You're all leaving me hanging here. All I know is gape or pay. That's all I know about this guy. Sorry if I've shattered any illusion. But anyway, the 2 ships do make it away and begin heading off to whatever. The captain is well, Lieutenant, what do you think the captain should do?
Captain, I think we should follow pursuit. I mean, we don't know if this is the only cube coming or what.
They threatened our family. It has to stop here.
Captain, I strongly think that the safety and security of our people comes before this.
Good. Did you have a question?
Yes, upon hearing the captain say what he just did, heard loud and clear, Captain, sending another volley of torpedoes.
Okay. And anything in particular?
Aiming for the same spot I just hit.
Okay. I'm gonna roll his repair roll, his regeneration roll. Oh well, I hope you have enough left. Okay,
My captain said fire everything. I'm firing everything.
Okay. Oh, I don't think he said that, but I think you're right. You've served together long enough to know shit's going down. He's still there. Tractor beam. Okay, I'm just resetting this. And what are you going to fire? What do you think you're going to fire next? By the way, the Borg's going to get our chance to move now. And while the tractor beam is not as efficient, I need an evasion roll by Bahl to see what he can do.
Does focuses do anything? Like, because I got helm operations or
Starship
tactics?
Yep, helm and Starship Tactics. Either one will work.
All right, and what do those do for me?
Well, yeah, we'll assume he at least is as good as you. To give you an idea of how hopelessly outmatched you all are. This is a foolish errand. What are you doing?
All right, so I'm rolling. It was what was it again?
I think you needed something like a 14.
Okay.
All I remember is a number. I only think of numbers. I never look back, darling.
I think mine was 15. Mine was one higher than him.
It was one higher, so he is a 14. I apologize. Yes.
All right. I got a 13 and a 16, so one success, one fail.
Well, that's all well and good. He picked up 3 6. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. He felt really extra feisty today. So I'm afraid that extra dice were purchased, and I do declare there were approximately, he did get about 4 successes on that. That's 3 over the needed, and that goes into starting to design critical system damage to the poor welcome victory. The shields collapse, and a cutting beam begins slicing off components, one straight through the bridge. I fear I don't see how the poor captain could have survived.
Without even asking for permission or stating what she's doing,
Yes.
Saloth is just going to start trying to beam people over.
You have this thing called shields.
Ah, yes, our shields are up. Yes,
Yeah.
that would.
Yeah, they don't have any shields. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Half your problem is solved.
Yeah. Well, let me.
That is an interesting situation. What are shields really to a Borg? Oh, resistant, apparently.
Yes, but that is feudal.
It is feudal. Yes, there are peasants and there are lords. It is feudal.
Let's see. Could I attempt to see how many people I could beam over if we dropped the shields for just a fraction of a second?
How risky do you want this to be?
I get the feeling that the captain of this ship likes to live dangerously.
We're willing to take all risk if it's for family.
It's all for family.
That's true.
Captain, I have family on that ship. I can beam them over. We just need to drop the shields.
I believe I can maneuver us around.
You can bring over, and this will be a straight 4d6 roll. None of the little hanky-panky there. Just the straight d6, 4d6. So you can tell him how many you can bring over. Possibly. You will roll another 4d6 to determine your actual success.
Got it. 5 and 3 1s.
You are
8.
What are we playing Yahtzee over here?
I got trips.
Yay! Yahtzee.
Yeah.
You guys need to start buying lottery tickets. Is all I'm saying. So, yeah, you have you can bring over 5.
8 total.
8.
Yeah.
Family is family, though. Get us in there, Bahl. I want them out of there. I'm taking these guys down with me if I can. Weapons, I want you hot. When those
Loaded
shields
and
go
ready,
down,
sir.
All right.
yeah, you do understand, Bahl, the ship has about 150 people on it. Your ship does.
Yep.
His ship does. And the mission objective has been accomplished. Just saying. So anyway, now, so we're gonna execute the maneuver. Fuck yeah, heist. We're gonna execute heist. Is there anything like a moving train that you can grab onto?
I'm going to express my discontent with the orders again, saying that we should cut our losses. And
What are you gonna say right to him?
Captain, I strongly encourage that we should cut our losses and get out of here.
Their family. We're gonna have to take a chance.
All right.
And it is up to you how you choose or not to choose to follow orders. So I'm going to assume you're executing his orders to the best of your ability.
So we've already grabbed 8, and we're attempting another
Well,
run
we're
at it?
about to. No.
Okay.
We have the potential to grab
Okay.
8. This is the maneuver where, bit of metagame. You're about to go in. We're about to fire all the weapons. Swing by, drop the shields. And it's up to you. Do you want to go behind the ship? Do you want to interpose yourself between? He just said, get them.
Let me ask
And
another
you have a choice.
question.
Yeah,
Meta.
yeah. Sure.
Do we have the ability to drop shields on one side, where if we put ourselves in between us and the other ship, that we might be able to get more?
It'll be you will be closer to the cube.
Mhm.
It will possibly expose you to more danger. You would be able to drop. Yeah, you can drop selected shields.
But he's got
Good.
plot armor. He'll be okay.
Yeah, you've got plot armor. No one else does.
All right.
But yeah, if we want to swing, knowing that you are Sir Lancelot in this whole thing.
Yeah.
How
all right.
much trim you want to get? So you're going to interpose yourself between this vicious, implacable foe to help your poor limited entities.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and
So I need.
I'll use 3.
Let me see. Use what?
I said I'll use the 3.
Okay. No one else. So, F all y'all. Now you can also generate threat because you have con bold.
Well then let me just use 2, and then I will I'll generate threat to be able to re-roll 2 of them, or do I have to determine that afterwards?
No, before. Everything actually happens ahead of time. So it's a little bit of a gambler's risk.
Yep.
Sorry, it's a gambler's risk. I'm just going to let you know. So what is it you're trying to do? You're going to use con bolds to re-roll 2 dice,
Yep.
which costs 2 momentum if I read the thing right. It's 1 per die re-rolled.
Let's see. But no, you add threat instead. Oh wait.
Yep. Yeah, but it doesn't rack up like 1, 2, or 1, 3, 6, does it?
No, it just says when you buy 1 or more D20s by adding threat, you may re-roll a single D20.
Okay, so you do actually. Yeah, we probably did that incorrectly. So as a referee, it's like, sorry about that bowl problem. So you only get to reroll a singular die 20, and you must buy 1. So buying 1 only costs you 1. So that puts me up to 6.
All right.
And it lets you reroll a single day 20 out of your pool of 3.
All right.
Is that all? Everybody cool with the math?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll use 2
Okay.
momentum.
I just want to make sure that. And you're using 2 momentum?
Yep. Got to make sure
Why?
this works.
Oh, do you need an extra die? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. I was going to be weaselly and say, oh, but I'm only buying 1 die with momentum. But thank you for being an honorable Romulan. Or whatever. So 4 dice?
All right. So of my original rolls, I got 2 successes and 2 failures, and I can re-roll 1 of those.
None of them are 20s, right?
None of them are 20s. It was 2 19s, actually.
Okay.
The threat was real. The threat was real.
Yeah,
And then
this crew
I
just does not get this. So you got 2 successes,
and then I re-rolled the 119 to an 8, so 3 successes.
3 successes. You had a tactical requirement of 4 or 2. Sorry. All tactical rolls are -1, so that dropped down to 2 or to 1. So that means you get 2 back,
Good.
if I'm not mistaken.
The math checks out with me.
That checks out with everyone. All right. You actually didn't quite come net, but you 0 effect. It's the way everyone works with their bonus points on their credit card. And yeah, so you interpose yourself. You drop the shields. Actually, to do the timing, who is running the shields? Which
I guess.
Ops?
ops?
Or security?
It's a little of both because the security is probably going to be given him what for?
Well,
All this is happening.
Shatala is gonna actually delegate off shield controls over to Ensign Chistrain because he's
Okay.
definitely got a little bit of a blood loss going right now. He's
Okay.
making things go kablooey.
Shastreen, would you be able to delegate that over to Shishrenis? Because I think they have a shields bonus.
That would be correct. Saloth definitely does have a wonderful bonus to focus in shielding
Well,
systems.
You okay to pass that over, Ensign?
I'll pass it over.
Okay. You need at least 2 successes, and it's engineer 2 successes against your engineering, and um, eh, a bit about daring. How's daring? What would you rather have?
Control, but I'll take daring. I
Control,
like
control works.
Okay, okay.
I mean, you're not totally panicked because it's kind of like you've dropped shields before. Never wanted your butts on the line, but you needed 2 successes.
Yep, and I'm probably just dropping aft shields at this point, right?
Port side.
Port side, got it. Okay. And it's 2 successes I need.
2 successes.
2 successes. Let me buy 1 die with momentum.
Okay. Why don't you give me anything to use, people?
Do you want some threat?
No, I'm quite happy to do it. I just like watching you guys make the little red number go up. It's like the stock market you all used to worship so much.
Well, if you like it so
the
much,
magic number go up.
Sure, let's bump it up. Let's bump it up 1. Go for it. I'll take another die.
Oh, okay. Wait, another. Oh, you'll buy another die in threat?
Yeah, sure.
Because it's a bump up. It's 2.
That's fine.
Okay. Oops, wait, that's wrong. Hold on. See? How about if I actually do math? I'm a higher being. Numbers equal fish.
I feel like if I make the higher being happy, then only good things can happen.
Or don't piss off the board.
All right, I didn't get a 20. I got a 19, a 16. So that's 2 failures right there. But I do have a 1 and a 6.
Well, 1 generates 2, generates 1.
And my focus in shielding systems, would that increase?
That definitely increases your critical range to up to that level. Oh, that's okay. You have 3 successes.
Okay, perfect.
And you can re-roll one of your failures.
Ooh.
It can even become a 20. Let's see if we can get that 19 up to a 20, shall we?
I'll try my best.
Yes.
18.
Awesome.
We're going down, but it's still fun.
You all need to. You're improving. That's like the check mark on your employee review. So, you do generate 3 successes. You needed 2. So you bank 1. Now, I believe all that mess. There's some torpedoes to be fired. I believe there's some weapons to be whacked away at, and this is control and security. I have a big yellow pad, and it's right here.
So target of 14.
And
Take,
yeah,
take this, you hard edge loving motherfuckers. 13 and an 11.
all right. You get 2 successes, which is enough to hit. I believe your magnificently powerful ship generates 5d6 of damage. And here's the deal: you can use momentum as extra dice.
Indeed. So I am gonna buy one more d6 with momentum.
Out of threat or momentum?
Momentum.
So you do, and you're attempting to target the beam, correct?
Yes. So
okay. Yep.
Yep, and I also have precise targeting. So whenever I target a specific system, I can re-roll 1d20. Oh, I suppose that wouldn't have made sense earlier.
Let's pretend you can reroll a d6.
Okay.
Because what are rules? Really?
Yeah.
This is now my meta. My meta is the flouncy.
All right. So
I'm taking those gloves on and off enough.
66. So we got a 3, a 6, 2, 5, 1, 2.
Okay. So decoding is a 0, 1 with an asterisk, a 2, a 1 with an asterisk, which we've interpreted as a 2. A 1 and a 2. Where were you earlier? Damn, bitch.
Well, I'm not that great a shot, so once we got closer, it's pretty hard to miss.
That's 9 points of damage. That assimilation beam has been completely wrecked for the next few minutes.
I just picture a bunch of Borg leaving their alcoves to start fixing it.
Yeah, they're going. No, they've officially become perturbed, I believe is the phrase that Borg use. Officially nonplussed. So they are at -4 on their beam. You have saved your compatriots, and he also still has the warp drive enhanced. Well, his first officer. Well, there's a lieutenant that's very nervous, that is still covered in blood but nervous, that is in command of the ship at this point. And I believe they're running it from the 3rd ancillary restroom. and they're saying, "We've had it. Thank you. We're almost free. Give us a chance to get our reaction thrusters back online." Oh, they're back online. Okay, we can leave now. I think you've had enough. So, the 3rd sub-lieutenant Cletus has done this, and so yeah, you guys can decide what you want to do. Do you want? They're preparing to jump to warp.
Again, the security officer.
Yes.
Captain, I pretty much hit that thing with everything we got. I don't know how much more damage we can do to it. We should probably get out of here.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Well,
I think that basically, if we went in with an elaborate heist,
Captain, I'm saying we don't have enough things to make it continue to bleed.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. I just hit it with every torpedo we had in storage.
How much do we want to mess with cannon at this point?
Well, keep in mind, this is a log. Anything can happen in someone's imagination.
Captain, the only thing that I can think of that could do a significant amount of damage to this is a warp core breach.
Yes, we're going to do that. Let's take it out. Um, uh, Bahal, you have some. You do understand that that would need like 500 d6 to do anything. To the cube. The ship crashing into it's going to do maybe 10.
Captain, this tactic seriously is not going to work. It's not even close.
No, we're going to go out. We're going to take him for hurting family. If I had a lawyer to go after them, I'd also do that.
Sal here.
So he actually is going to order you on a collision course while he orders the engineer to like prep the warp core.
Ensign's going to turn to the engineer. Were you able to get everyone off that ship? Maybe we could, remotely.
We never figured out. Oh wait, we didn't actually roll how many people got saved. I was like with the pew pew, and we didn't do any of the social justice warrior crap. So let's SJW this. You got what? Was it 46 of crew? Let's see if you get better than 8.
I do, which means that we saved 8 people.
No. What?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
All right. You pulled 13 off the ship. They're still ready to go to warp because you actually did buy them enough time to fix things. But you still saved 8 in case things go sideways.
Yeah, what's the status of them going to warp at this point?
They're about a half a second away from it. They're ready to leave. There's no one left to save.
Then I'm going to pretend to follow the orders and set the course, except I'm going to go past it and go to warp ourselves.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate because the engineer is just going to go, all right, the warp core breach is ready to go, Captain.
You go to warp. Actually, engineer, would you please roll against, basically 150% of your insight.
150% of my insight, so 12.
Yeah, it's basically your insight and a half.
Got it.
Which thank you for actually paying attention to math.
I kind of have to for my job.
Would know so much.
Is there a difficulty on this that I know?
There's
or
difficulty level 0.
Difficulty level. Oh, okay, cool.
This comes across your board.
9 and 16, so 1 success.
You see what Bahl, for that, you get a 1. So there's that. You see Bahl has programmed not an intercept course, but a collision course, but actually an escape course. What do you do?
Captain, we're not on a course to slam into the side of that cube. We're leaving.
Motherfucker.
I want to save family too.
So are you still continuing with the engine overload?
I would imagine that the captain really liked that idea.
Yeah. Bahl, you will be able to assume course well past, you'll be long gone by the time that explosion happens. Also, you can attempt to thwart that by essentially abusing the engine. Yeah?
So, Chitala, so I assume I heard the engineer.
Yes.
She was loud.
Yes. So, upon hearing that Bahl has gone against the captain's orders, I'm immediately gonna, stand up and pull my phaser and point it towards him and scream at him. Bahl, the captain gave you an order. Plot that collision course now.
I'm going to. Can I attempt to lock the terminal? And then.
Yes, you can lock in your coordinates.
All right.
So I'm going to add another trait to that takes no effort. All right. And if I can spell locked terminal correctly. All right, you've locked in the coordinates, and it has about a 15-second countdown. While you're here doing this, you actually hear an interesting transporter sound.
Ah! Good thing I got my phaser ready. Upon seeing them, shoot them immediately.
Okay, there are 4. Got a favorite?
Top right, because he's
Okay.
closest, and I don't like the way
Out the
his
way
eye looks.
his stare.
Yeah,
Let me get
he's looking at me funny.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Okay.
point that cortical node somewhere else.
Yeah. My input terminals are up here, buddy. We're just going to do this for you because, we know how this might happen. And where is, because, we got to give you an effect. And this is going to be shitty, right? It's not incoming transmission. Yeah, so here's the sound. Because they only had so much money to spend on this. And you had a big Gatling phaser from the 23rd century tucked under your arm. So, you take down one of the drones immediately. And they begin walking through the bridge. And also, I will say that keep in mind, certain actual players have narrative control over when scenes can stop and start. So anyway, we can have, you've got the fight going. One character has weapons. You've taken down one Borg. And the other 3 begin moving toward the bridge. The captain is going to kind of unlimber his weapon because you're all armed, because you're Andorians.
I'm going to pull out my Ushan 4 and attack one.
Oh, that's right. They're not immune to getting punched in the face.
And they're close.
Here, slice up some shit.
They're closest to me and the security guy, so.
This guy?
Yep.
Mr. Pasty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you'll need to do is, I believe it's, I believe it's daring plus, beam weapons are control plus security. Daring is, or hand-to-hand is security and, daring. Sorry. Control is the beam and daring is the punch.
All right, got 2 successes.
So, all right, 2 successes. Oh, that's so actually, the 2 successes is good. You needed one hand-to-hand only needs 1 success to hit. So that puts a bank in for you.
Focus on ground tactics if that makes a difference.
Sure. Was it enough to make a critical?
I don't know.
It expands your critical range to security.
Oh, so what is the critical range? I know I got...
Critical range is your security score.
So my security score is a 3.
And a 3 or 1 or 2?
No, I rolled a 6 and an 8.
Well, man, those are great. I believe that Good Devil could just use all of these rolls anytime. You need to lend him some luck. How much punching in the face damage do you get to do with your little ice pick?
Let's see here. It says 6 melee, 1 vicious.
6 melee. All right. 6D melee. That's 66. Um, Vicious is basically anytime you roll a 5, that's an effect, and that's an extra point of damage. It's basically the Andorian version of double hand punch, double fist punch, where you go like that.
Gotcha. So I got a 1, a 2, 3 threes, and a 4.
3 threes.
Yep.
Nice.
That's
You
a whole
got
lot of
it.
nothing.
That's a whole lot of nothing. Not even an effect. What are you doing? Plus, we're just going to go with many zeros. You couldn't even be a double knot spy with that. You do 3 points of damage. It takes 5, actually 6, to incapacitate a character. So yes, you do like take a vicious swipe. However, the both the armored exoskeleton and a surprisingly quick reaction by a Borg drone to put up its arm seems to have mitigated most of the damage that you did in your otherwise brave attack. The other two are moving towards security, and the captain actually.
The lieutenant engineer,
Yep.
Siloff, is wants to shoot the one that's approaching the captain. With
Okay,
her
that's this guy
type
who's
2.
with her type 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, she's gonna take a pot shot at him, and that is control and security. And then you can spend more money if you want to, get a better shot.
Now I have an ability called Charge. It says this weapon has an adaptable energy supply. It says if the character performs a prepare minor action before attacking with this weapon, would I have time to do that?
You do have time to do a minor action, yes.
I would like to charge my my phaser.
Well, charge means essentially adjusting the setting.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what would you like it to do?
I would like it to be vicious. Vicious 1 is one of the options that I have.
Yep, that will include any effect rolled, which is a 5 or a 6. Will give you an extra point of damage.
Wonderful. That's what we're going to do.
Just let you know, piercing bypasses armor.
Piercing bypass.
Heat makes coffee.
This is true.
All right. So how many
and how many do I
you
need?
get with you need for a ranged weapon, you need 2 successes minimum.
Let me go ahead and buy one with momentum then.
Momentum of 2, yes.
Because I need a 13 or lower.
That should be fun. Shake away.
3, 4, 19.
You just bought a 19.
Yeah.
Congratulations. How many d6 do you throw for damage?
I believe I get 5.
Okay, let's see what those numbers are.
Can I use another momentum and get an additional one?
No. Don't be a dick. Yes, you may use another momentum to get another one. By the way, audience at home, I have no idea if this is legal, but it is just perfect. All I'm going to say is, sue me.
So this is 66 here.
66. They will all be 4s.
Well, 2 of them were.
Nice. The others were 3s.
I got 2, a 2, 2 4s, and a 5 and a 6.
Is that interpreted correctly?
Yes.
Is 8. Where did I put my Borg? Where did my Borg go? Well, I don't like this. I believe that this was the roustabout that you were using, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. right, there you go. You took down one of them. He's technically wounded until a Borg heals him. And Fat Chance. Do you want to heal him? Does anyone have a doctor who can heal him? So, the Borg again get to move because this is a bit of a turn-taking situation. You can do a thing where, can I mess with your momentum? Because I think you spent a shit ton.
I did. We should only have one left, I believe.
Should only have one.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay,
right.
I wasn't sure because I was actually editing the old screen. All right, thanks for agreeing with math. Does everyone agree with the math?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, I do not want to mess you up. You have 2 Borg left. One is approaching Bahl. Bahl, defend yourself. Prepare to defend yourself. This is going to be brain against brain, micro brain against micro brain, drone against whatever you call antennae, cojones against Kendall.
All right.
So basically, you are going to engage in a contest of successes against the drone. The drone is going to not spend threat because I'm a weenie. But you need to generate. You need to decide how many successes you want to have against, and this is daring because you're punching it out, I assume.
Yep.
And it's daring and your security.
All right. So
And then you're in a bidding war against
I'll use our
Oh,
last
what's it-
momentum.
well, of course you will. Sharing. Sharing. It's all shared over this way. Yes, good.
Quick question: is combat assistance a thing?
Indeed it is.
So Ensign Cell would like to try and tackle the Borg that's attacking Bull.
Okay. Ensign Sal is just having a ball here. All right, so what is this will be a daring
He's
and
living his
security
best
roll.
life.
Well,
I'm living my best life.
well, Ops hasn't had hasn't done anything yet. It was security that got a kill.
Yeah, that's true. So you're gonna yeah, nobody's threatening the captain. The guy that was threatening the captain is burned down. So yeah, you can actually do an interpose, which is a difficulty to level 2 task to kind of throw yourself at him.
Yeah, basically.
All right. I have no idea what your security is, but this could be really good.
Okay, so security and what else?
Here, security and daring because it is hand to hand. Do you have any foci? This is go out the Emporian way, make us proud.
So target of
Family.
10.
Yeah, 10.
50-50 shot.
You can buy threat.
I was about to say he does have bold, so I'm gonna buy a die with threat.
Well, what's the bold?
Oh wait, that's right. I can.
That's
re-roll.
okay.
That's a
It
re-roll.
colors your tiny little personality. The hottest blood runs on the ice.
All right. So let's see how we do. Target of 10. Target of 10.
Did you want to buy another die?
Well, it says
Bold won't work because you're not using that particular skill.
wait, bold won't work. What?
Well, what's bold? It's bold colon.
Oh, bold operations.
Yeah, bold your mama. Yeah, if you wanted to boldly operate the turbo lift.
Well, you
You're not sort of
hold
operating its
on.
neck.
But before you go too far there, Q, I'm just going to go ahead and point out that you typed out whenever you attempt a task with security, which I think tackling a board.
Oh, you have caught me in a typo where I have built your characters from a mere nothing. I believe
thought
that
you- I
in the
thought you
light
were-
of typos, you definitely have won the Rules Lawyer Challenge.
So I'll
Yes,
be adding that 30, 20.
we're a society of laws, are we not? So yes, rules as written and typos as
They don't-
created.
They don't have.
Oh,
They don't have.
Picard.
They don't have proof readers in the continuum?
No, we do not need them where we are infallible. Actually, I had planned this all the time because I knew you would throw yourself upon the sacrificial altar for your comrade who has plot armor.
Let's see. And so, oh my god.
20s. Please tell me it's 20s. Please tell me it's 20s. What the fuck?
Target a 10, and we've rolled a 6, a 12, and a 20.
Yes! Oh, I fear that the Borg counterattack has rolled a 1, a 5, and a 3. Ensign.
At least somebody believed in me.
Let's see if I 76 first. Yeah, so just to give you an idea of what you're facing. Tactical drones have a 76. A 1, a 2, a 2, or a 1, a 5, 6. Is that 7? 1, yeah.
Oh man, those twos.
Which is a little sad. Which is 1 plus 2 plus 2. Whoops.
F's in the chat
Plus
for Ensign.
0 plus 1 plus 1 with a star. 1 with a star. About how much math is that? 1, 2, 4. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that roughly equates to 10. Ensign, you have been amazing. You have taken twice the amount of damage any character would take to be incapacitated. There is no momentum left in the pool with which you can shrug off the blow. And I fear that you were caught in the metallic, bulky, foam-covered hand of a TNG Season 3 Borg. The sweat glistening from his turtleneck, the rubber hoses quivering as your throat is slowly crushed, your head twisted oddly to the side. Do you have any last words for the crew?
I did it! Family!
And doing this gains an additional momentum.
So I can minimize that character sheet.
Yep, that character sheet goes right to the bottom. But you did, however, save your companion. The other Borg is now going to attack your security officer. So we'll see how this goes. So I still have 4 threat. Again, he will be defend yourself. Apparently, Borg were not armed with ranged weapons in this season of Star Trek: The Next Generation. And you don't have a holodeck full of bullets. So there you go. Yes, the Borg gets another attack against companion Chatahala, I believe, security officer. Prepare to defend yourself. I will spend a point of threat for extra dice of damage. How many successes have you generated, and do you wish to use anything?
Oh, I'm rolling.
That is a thing you do as a player in a role-playing tabletop game.
Well, yeah, but I thought that. I'm sorry. I thought the Borg was rolling.
I believe the torment never ends. Is
All
it
right.
to paraphrase?
And I'm probably what security.
It is daring and security because he's hand-to-hand.
Oh, so target of 12.
It's too bad that some other character was not present on the bridge or called to the bridge to defend it against such a horrible attack.
I can't. I can't. Target of 12, yeah. I rolled
Target of
a
12.
10 and a 20.
Oh, I am so sorry. So sorry. Um, there were 4 successes. The tactical drones have hand to hand as a possibility. A 1, a 3, and a 10. And I
Oh,
believe
does it
what
matter that I forgot that I should have mentioned earlier? He does have a focus in hand to hand. Does that change anything?
did you roll under your security score on
Uh,
any of your
on 1, yeah.
Okay, so that puts you up to 2 successes?
Is damage cumulative?
Hold on. Well, it's actually a success versus success. So I think I think the board flat out beat him in the number
So
of successes.
so if and you said the Borg had how many successes?
They had 4 successes.
Oh well, I can't do anything.
Well,
Resistance is how
okay.
they say feudal.
I believe the Andorian the new Andorian phrase is "fuck me running."
Nice playing, guys. Bye.
2, a 3, 4 to 0. That's 2, and that's 2. So 10 points of damage. I fear that a massive arm covered with essentially like spinning little gizmos, I believe they call it, crashes down across the neck, breaking the arm that you put up in defense of yourself. It snapped it, and unfortunately, sadly, carried that arm through into your forehead and collapsing your brain. So the splinters of the shards of bone have not broken your chair, apparently. So yes, that is the thing. But we have 2 Borg drones left. And by the way, on this turn, the automatic program engages. The ship goes to warp, and the vessel escapes the Borg cube and attempts to rejoin Proxima. It's not Proxima. Sorry. What was the 128?
Ross 128.
It rejoins the other ships on their way to Rust 128, escaping with, shall we say, minimal casualties. There are still 2 Borg. If that is, I don't know if you wish to resume the fight or if a character wishes to simply recount that as a memory play.
I think for time's sake,
and then
we can...
obviously Good can rejoin us just as an observer. Welcome to the observant queue, Good.
Just for cinematic sake, the engineer is going to scream in a rage at the slaying of her good compatriot Chital.
Oh yeah, we can play this out if you want. We can go with this.
And she is just going to charge at him and attempt to attack him with her puny little tiny fists.
As a question, does anyone want to quite possibly bring another security officer aboard?
Well, for time's sake, we still got to get back to our original thing, so we should probably just retro the rest of this.
Well, I want to see puny fist for just 1 second. Roll your dooms, bro.
Okay, there we go.
That's a very cute thing to say. Is okay. I'm putting up my Q sleeves.
Let's see what we get here. This is going to be daring and security, right?
Oh yes, as real as your tiny life gets.
15 and a 20.
I got company.
Even the
Yeah.
dead are speaking out about how pathetic you all are. Oh, I believe that the Borg will now be. I really appreciate you letting me spend threat. Thank you so much for it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Um, oh, this is good. 1, 6, 4, 2, 6, 1, 6. 1, 2,
I think that's 9.
0, 2. Oh, is it 9? Oh, thank you for doing math because I have to type. I'm going to trust in the power of mathematics. 9. I fear that this is no longer an option. Life is no longer an option. But this is as real as your tiny life gets. And then, Nat, reflect. We even have a trial, if you wish.
A trial. I
Drumhead.
one last thing though.
What? Yeah.
I really wanted the engineer at her last breath to look at the captain
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
and go, for family.
Family.
Now please reflect.
Now please reflect. And what I'm going to do is bring in this. Where is it? Oh, yeah, this guy's going to do it. Yeah, fuck this. And where are you? Give me just a nanosecond. I apologize for delay. Okay. Pretend this is an Andorian courtroom. Nat, you have the narrative control of describing this scene.
Captain and I were the only survivors that day on the bridge. We managed to subdue the Borg and get our crews to safety. However, there was a lot of debate about the actions that I took that day to ensure the survival of the rest of our crew. And it was deemed by some act of heroics and by some failure to follow orders. The result of this action, they ended up deciding to not punish me to the fullest extent, but rather push me out of the Imperial Guard and transfer me to Starfleet, where reckless decisions seem to be much more considered allowable, where I can do less damage to my other Andorian Imperial Guard.
So one could say orders or orders. And then and there the trial ends. And some of us can't actually not slur our words anymore. There. And that is where you've now you've relived your moment in time, and you have to decide how the death of a new comrade may affect you going forward.
Commander, you've been standing there for like 2 hours just staring off into space. What are you? Hey, come on, we got an emergency here. We're
I'm talking.
back in time. We got to fix this.
The doctor's like, could you remind me what the rules were again? I don't remember what I was supposed to be doing here.
There's other people standing here, you know.
There's people standing here. Meanwhile, The Romulan commander is severely reconsidering just phasering the shit out of all of you because you told him his live stream is futile. So I get to talk with that. So anyway, and that is as real as your so-called life gets. Session 3.1 has concluded.
All right.
I think I know a lot more about my second in command now. That's going to inform a lot of decisions that I make now.
Yep.
Is there anything that Civic knows? That oxygen deprivation's a bad deal.
No.
I, as Q, have learned that how the combat rules work. That's amazing to me.
Rules schmools.
They're so arbitrary. I should make a game without rules. Okay, so I'm set.
All right. Well, I'm looking for a raid. Armand, you want to lead in the upcoming week?
Yeah, hey, so tomorrow nothing going on, but join us back Wednesday where we will have the finally the continuation of our Adenia 5th edition campaign, where all of our players will be just ready to have a great time. Then Thursday we are closing in, I swear to you, we are closing in on the end of the first season of Rifts. It's gonna happen. Look, I was trying to slow things down. Now I'm trying to help speed them up, but I spent half of the last stream asleep. So what can I do from a shopping cart? Not much. We've got some more things in the works. Aliens is almost ready to go. Star Wars is almost ready to go as well. So all of those are going to be taking place on Thursday once season 1 of Rifts ends. So please join the Discord so that way you can be apprised of any updates that may come your way. And without further ado, I think it's time for us to raid Minty Mouse.
Playing Star Wars.
So, hey, that's what we're going to be doing soon, everybody. And then also, please don't forget to join us back here next Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time for another wonderful episode of Star Trek Adventures where we're going to figure out what happened to Civic. I got to know. I got to know.
All right.
It's going to be interesting.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.